Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Rochelle McDonald. I'm a grandmother caring for a grandchild who has severe and multiple complex disabilities. He has a rare syndrome that's called FoxG1. A couple of videos ago I was actually listing some of the symptoms of FoxG1. What I didn't actually mention at the time is that as well as the symptoms, he actually has disabilities. Really, it's, as I said in the last video, it's all encompassing. For new parents coming on and discovering the effects of FoxG1, some of the things can be a bit scary. However, just go with it and keep going, really and truly. You just have to keep searching. Acceptance is great, but also following advice, lots of physio, yeah, and just try and keep a sense of humour with it all. Now, some of the physical aspects that we have with FoxG1, which affect our grandson, is the fact that he's non-verbal. He's also unable to, he's also unable to use his hands effectively. When we use our hands, we can do that. We have feeling. But for our grandson, when he has feeling in his hands, I'm not sure actually what he feels, but when he hits you or touches you, as he thinks he is, it's like it's a fair whack, and your head just goes wham, and it can hurt. When he's trying to touch us, it's like a full-on grip. You do get bruised, you get scratched, you get cuts on your arms. This has got a lot to do with his lack of feeling in his fingers, I think, or because he can't process the feelings that he actually has. I'm not quite sure about it. He's unable to hold a spoon. He can't do the action to move, like when you're using a spoon, he can't do that. No. So he can go up and down, but he can't move his hand like that. So that creates problems for him too, because there's lots and lots of things that he can't do. He can't hold a cup, can't hold a fork, spoon. It's very difficult. But he can grip the handles of his bike. He can grip the handles on his wheelchair. And yeah, so he has got some function in his hands. With his feet, I actually think he's got more feeling in his feet than he does in his hands. When he was little, he was able to use his toes quite well to pick things up, whereas he couldn't do it with his fingers. It could also be a result of cerebral palsy. He does have it on one side, and it really is just a learning curve for all of us. One of the other things that he has as well as that is that he has a problem with his swallowing, and the seizures are making that more evident. So we have a dysphagia plan, which means it's a special plan devised to make eating more comfortable for him. So we have a very soft diet. And I'll break these down all a little in later, but we'll just run through some of these physical things that he has. He sometimes has sleeping issues where he will go to sleep and wake up and wake up and wake up. Not so frequently, but every now and again. And I'm finding it's a good indicator that we're going to have seizures. So, there are things that he knows about himself that we miss sometimes because he can't tell us what's happening. Some of the other things that he gets very itchy ears. Don't know why, but he scratches away. So we have to try and keep those clear for him. We're really discovering too, he has great and always has great problems with his bowel. He either has what we call explosions. Oh my goodness, really and truly. I feel so sorry for him, but I also feel sorry for us at the other end. And then he has periods of constipation, and we're just going to start getting that investigated, because that might have something to do with his seizures. I don't know. Another thing that he has too is he has what's called ataxia, which means that he has a wobbly gait. So walking for him is difficult, and he can't walk long distances. So he has his wheelchair. He also has quite stooped because he has very, very tight hamstrings. He has a standing frame which he has currently been unable to use for 6 months now, because we're waiting for it to be repaired or replaced. That leaves me speechless. Anyway, moving on. So he also has AFOs, which are a plastic molded shoe fit to help support his ankles when he's walking. They're quite heavy, and he got a new pair earlier this year, and he developed his problem with his right hip not long afterwards. So until his hip issue has been sorted out, I've kept the AFOs off, just to see if that makes a difference. What else do we have? Oh my goodness, I should have written a list again. So with all of this, we try to keep Liam upright, walking as much as possible. And recently I've started sending him off for swimming after school for 20 minutes in a heated pool, which he absolutely loves. Or on the other days, he does bike riding. So he's really, really starting to strengthen those leg muscles, and he's having fun at the same time. With some of the other issues, he now can actually pull the doona up over himself when he's cold, and in the mornings when we go to get him, he keeps pulling it up. So that part of him, he's really aware of, and just like any other kid, looks at you and goes, go away. That's the look we get. So again, it's the communication happening, because Liam is, as I said, non-verbal, but doesn't mean he can't communicate. Then there's a few other things that we find with our grandson, is that he gets fixated on things, like he's into circles. Everything gravitates around a circle. He loves balls, bubbles, hoops. Because he's a very sensory boy, he loves playing with Play-Doh, anything messy, coloured paints, leaves, whatever. But invariably, they all turn into a circle. It's so interesting. He turns in circular motion. He loves raking leaves. He walks in a circular motion. So I don't know. Maybe it's another thing I'm learning about. I'd like to think that with all these differences, that at the same time, for us, it's now become the norm. So when we get new people or new support workers coming on board, they're quite overwhelmed, and some come on and they take it on board straight away, and then others take a little while, and others have to walk away. So there you go. That's my little talk for today about some of the other issues that come with FoxG1 that I'm sharing with you. So I'd like to wish you well. I'd like you to say thank you for viewing. Subscribe, please. And I'll talk to you soon.